Aloha folks, Jambareeqi here. During the 90s, Disney decided to make a smaller, cheaper production compared to their lavish blockbusters. The end result was Lilo and Stitch. So could Disney create another hit despite having less ambitions than Beauty and the Beast or Aladdin? Well, let's find out. Lilo and Stitch is a hand-drawn animated sci-fi comedy drama. Mad scientist Jumba is ordered to stand before the Galactic Council after being accused of creating a dangerous scientific experiment called 626, a creature with super strength and destructive intentions. Experiment 626 steals a spaceship, escapes to planet Earth and lands in the state of Hawaii. Jumba is partnered with Earth expert Bleakley to collect 626 from Hawaii as discreetly as possible. On Earth, Stitch is adopted by a quirky little girl called Lilo, who names him Stitch and raises him like a dog. Lilo's sister Nani, who has become Lilo's legal guardian since their parents' passing, is finding the new addition to the family to be a handful though. She's already dealing with the regular visits of a strict social worker and the task of finding a new job. Will Stitch be able to fit into this unconventional family, or will his wild, feral behaviour break them apart? I love that Lilo and Stitch tries to be its own thing. Sure, it's following the traditional child and their pet story, but it adds its own personality to the formula. It has its own quirks and story ideas that make it distinctly unique. The Hawaiian setting, unconventional family structure, and imaginative alien designs all lend to a very original movie. The heart of the film is its message about family. It takes the Hawaiian phrase ohana, which means family, and uses it to explore how every member in a family is important, whether they're adopted or blood-related. It's fantastic to see a movie that celebrates how diverse and extended families can be. Not every family is nuclear, and it's brilliant that Lilo and Stitch says that the term family can be really broad. The movie's take on sisterhood is also incredibly moving. The relationship between Lilo and Nani is full of so much depth and realism. They argue and fight, but deep down, they clearly love each other. They know things are difficult, considering that Nani has to be both Lilo's sister and mother, but they want to make it work. They both share so many scenes that indicate a powerful bond that will melt your heart. Lilo and Stitch is also really hilarious. There's so many scenes that make me burst out laughing. The unpredictable feral nature of Stitch makes for some solid gold comedy. We never know how he'll respond to new environments or strangers he meets. The film's sense of humour adds so much to the film's charm. But as much as I love this film, I'll admit that it has one problem. It tries to be two movies at once. A family drama about orphan sisters surviving together while raising a disobedient pet, and an action-packed space opera about a mad scientist's dangerous experiment. It's like we're watching two vastly different movies trying to fight for the centre of attention, rarely melding together smoothly. Because the dual storylines struggle to cooperate with each other, the jump between them both can seem jarring at times. I'm going to give 4 points to the content. Lilo is a great example of a child character written well. Most fictional kids are one-dimensional and don't act like real children at all. Lilo, however, displays all the facets, attributes and quirks of genuine kids. She can be bratty, weird, nonsensical and annoying, but she's also full of tender empathy for others, and she has an amazing level of imagination. The way she ticks is incredibly reminiscent of children I've met. It's amazing. I also love that she has no shame about how much of an oddball she is. She's happy being herself, and that's brilliant. Stitch is a hilarious presence in the film, giving us the best laughs and being consistently entertaining. But he's more than just a comic relief sidekick for Lilo. The film gives him a very human story arc. There's a soul-moving element of tragedy to his existence that the film boldly recognises. He's a blank slate created by a mad scientist with a single desire to destroy, but his interactions with humans, especially Lilo, helps him to develop a conscience and a longing for intimate connection. It's a remarkably natural character progression that slowly develops throughout the film without being too jarring or sudden. Nani is a character that I can totally empathise with. She loves her little sister and wants to keep her close, but it's not easy being Lilo's big sister and parent. Watching her juggle finding employment, looking after Lilo, and tolerating the bad behaviour of Stitch makes my heart sink for her. You can tell that she wants to live her life, but she has so many responsibilities to face. Pleakley and Jumba mainly serve as Stitch's comic foils, and while it does sometimes feel like they're interrupting the balance of the movie now and again, they do share a very funny dynamic. Pleakley is a passive neurotic and Jumba is an aggressive psycho, so their opposing personalities makes for some really entertaining banter. I'm going to give 5 points to the characters. I really love the art style of Lilo and Stitch. It's based on co-director Chris Saunders' distinct drawing, which is notably chubby and round, resulting in plenty of adorable designs that make our characters immensely cute and squidgy. The animation itself is phenomenal. There's a bouncy liveliness to the characters that's really fun and gives them charming personalities. Their movements are articulated with fruitful energy to keep audiences consistently engaged, although the animators are capable of restraint, indicated by the carefully timed physical gags, as well as the thoughtfully poignant dramatic acting, which is handled with subdued grace. It's very clear that the animators had a lot of enthusiasm for every drawing that they made on paper, but they're also 100% capable of showing controlled moderation. I'm going to give 5 points to the animation. Devlay Chase voices Lilo. She's wonderfully sprightly in the role, and she reads every line with stunning natural emotion. It's certainly one of the best child performances ever put to an animated feature.
Look at him, Lilo. He's obviously mutated from something else. We have to take him back.
He was an orphan and we adopted him! What about Ohana?
He hasn't been here that long.
Neither have I. Dad said Ohana means family.
Huh?
Ohana means family. Family means
Nobody gets left behind.
Or
forgotten.
Chris Saunders, who also co-directed and co-wrote Lilo and Stitch, voices Stitch. It's a terrific voiceover full of so much emotional range. Saunders is so good at making Stitch sound incredibly alive.
This is my family. I found it all on my own. It's little and broken, but still good. Yeah, still good.
Tia Carrera voices Nani. She gives her character this rich, mature delivery that fits the role so well.
Why didn't you wait at the school? You were supposed to wait there. Lilo! Do you not understand? Do you want to be taken away? Answer me!
No!
No, you don't understand?
No!
No, what?
No!
David Ogden Stiers voices Jumba, providing a jolly, psychotic Eastern European accent that makes him sound like a mad scientist from a 1950s B-movie. It really fits.
Monstrosity! What you see before you is the first of a new species. I call it Experiment 626. He is bulletproof, fireproof, and can think faster than supercomputer. He can see in the dark and move objects 3,000 times his size. His only instinct to destroy everything he touches.
Kevin MacDonald from the Canadian comedy team Kids in the Hall voices Pleakley. While his whiny voice is very suitable for his neurotic character, I will admit that he sounds a bit grating from time to time. I can imagine his voice being very annoying to some people.
Earth is a protected wildlife reserve? Yeah, we've been using it to rebuild the mosquito population, which, need I remind you, is an endangered species!
Am I to assume you are the expert?
Oh, I don't know about expert. Agent Pleakley at your service.
Can we not simply destroy the island?
No! Crazy head? The mosquito's food of choice, primitive humanoid life forms have colonies all over that planet.
I'm going to give 4 points to the voice acting. There's so much personality in the soundtrack for Lilo and Stitch. The use of Elvis Presley's songs gives the film its own quirky identity and reflects Presley's iconic association with the state of Hawaii. while the original music score is bubbling with off-the-wall whimsy that suits the wacky adventures of Stitch and the weird personality of Lilo. Every track is composed with so much tremendous charisma, supporting the spirit of the film while keeping audiences sucked into the atmosphere. It's a score that's also able to sound moving, touching, and even heartbreaking. The pieces that accompany the film's more subdued, quiet scenes are exceptionally tender and sweetly played. I'm going to give 5 points to the music. To conclude, Lilo and Stitch has to be one of my favourite Disney features. It provides loads of emotional punches and laughs, while having fun being its own unique thing. Sure, I will admit that the film has tonal problems, as it struggles to juggle its two vastly different storylines. But as Stitch himself would say,
"This is my movie. It's broken, but still good. Yeah, still good."
Lilo and Stitch has gained 23 points, which translates to 4.5 Hawaiian strawberries. If you enjoyed such films as E.T. or Ponyo, then I think you'll love Lilo and Stitch. I've been Jambareeqi and I hope that you enjoyed this review of Lilo and Stitch. Feel free to support me on my Patreon. What is my Patreon? Well, this is my Patreon. It's a site for my fans to make monthly donations to me. Those who donate are called patrons. The money I receive goes towards funding my videos and serves as a supportive income for me. Patrons can donate as much as they want each month and stop donating any time. All donations are greatly appreciated, and in return for their patronage, patrons are given exciting rewards, depending on how much they donate, including their names credited in my main show, access to exclusive videos, and the chance to decide a review on my channel. With enough patron donations, I could turn this YouTube channel into a full-time job, which would mean that I could commit to a consistent weekly schedule, one where I can release 4 or 5 episodes of Jambareeqi reviews and Puppet Panic every month. With your help through my Patreon, we could lead this channel into some incredible directions and improve so many things. So please consider becoming a patron. So, what am I going to be reviewing next time on Jambareeqi Reviews? Well, I've already reviewed the sequel, so let's review the original next. See you eye to eye next time, folks. Cheerio.